Hello friends, you're welcome to another episode on Queen Varieties channel. On today's menu, I'll be sharing a super delicious and yumminicious potato fufu recipe, which you're going to make with two methods of preparation. This is a Nigerian African recipe and it's absolutely and incredibly delicious, especially when paired with that favorite sauce soup of your own choice. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, share my videos with your friends and loved ones. Also remember to turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be instantly notified each time I upload. Our chief ingredient today is the Irish potatoes, which is already washed, cleansed and dried properly. The quantity you use depends on the size of your family. The species you use also is according to your own choice and preference. You're going to use the potato peeler to peel accordingly. Once done, I'll use my knife and eliminate any unwanted blemishes on the skin because you want your fufu to be as neat as possible. Once done with the peeling process, I'll use the knife to dice into little cubes so that they can be blendable. Okay, you don't want it to be tough on your blender blades. Transfer to the water as quickly as possible to preserve the appearance of the potatoes. Off camera, I have gone out to rinse it accordingly. You can see how neat it is. Another ingredient I will introduce is the potato flour. We're going to use this to form the elasticity of the fufu because potatoes does not contain enough starch like we have in the cassava, yams or plantains of such related recipes. So using the flour, you're going to have that moldable form of fufu, which is very smooth and can slide smoothly down the throat. The quantity of flour you use depends on the quantity of fufu you are making. So mix it and then add it gradually until you have that fufu outcome. Transfer everything now into the blender and pour in the mixture we are going ahead to blend. Not to use too much quantity of water while mixing your flour. This is because the potatoes does not require too much water. Notice that the first blending process have taken place. I'll begin to add more potatoes inside it. This is very important so that you don't use too much water during this process. Once done, you're going to pour everything inside a neatly cleansed pot as we are ready to now form our fufu. You have poured in the mixture, you're going to use your whisk and mix accordingly. That is because remember we blended in two stages, so you want to have that even appearance and texture. I'll begin to knead using my whisk. I have told you as beginners, especially if you don't know how to make fufu, this way you're going to result with that perfect outcome, okay, without having your fufu too lumpy. My cooker settings is between 0 to number 9. At this point in time, I am cooking using number 4 heat. As I continue to mix, you notice that the mixture is turning gradually into a pap-like consistency. You have to be very, very patient. At the same time, we are going to work out our shoulders today. Alright, so you keep kneading, making sure you apply a little bit of pressure. This also helps to make your fufu more elastic. 8 minutes into the cooking process, notice that the consistency and outcome is beginning to thicken up appropriately. So here I'm still kneading it, pushing it towards where I am standing. This also helps to improve its elasticity. Now you have to apply much more pressure because as you can see it's thickening up much more, okay, and then you have to push it and knead very well. At the same time, I'm going to place a bowl of water on my work surface. This is going to help us to neaten the pot sometimes in case we have a little bit of mess. I want to pause a little bit and ask my awesome viewers if you are enjoying this video. If you are doing so, please subscribe, share this video with your friends and loved ones. I will attach more of my fufu videos down in the description section so that you will have them all in one package. Alright, at this point in time, you don't have to be afraid of your fufu being too lumpy. I'm going to change using my wooden spatula and begin to knead. Here I am applying much more pressure. You can see the fufu is becoming much more elastic, thicker, and the batter looks so beautiful. Notice also that the color and appearance of the batter has changed. That is because of the oxidization process that takes place in things like potatoes, yams, avocados, apples. Yes, they tend to change color each time it is not being preserved with any kind of acid. At this point in time, I am 20 to 25 minutes into the cooking process, and guys, at last we have come to the end of today's recipe on preparing this particular fufu. You can see we have that perfect elastic drawing type of silky look which makes your fufu so eatable. At the same time, when you try this, it's going to slide so good. The truth of the matter is that I prefer potato fufu because it's a low carb type of recipe. Unlike the cassava or yams or other ones, this one does not contain too much starch. Alright, drop it into a cling film and then mold accordingly. You can use the gray foil if you prefer. Allow it to cool down to set into that fufu that you're looking for. Over to the second method of preparation. Into my pot I have placed some liquid which is well heated up. I will then transfer the same quantity of potatoes we used earlier on, diced, into it, cover and bring it to boil. Now you have to boil this until it becomes exceptionally very soft. This will make it even faster and better for you. You can see how soft it is. I will then go out and sieve it. Place into my food processor. You can also use a stand mixer and begin to do the work. Make sure you're doing this while the potatoes are still very hot. That way you don't have lumps in it and then it comes out as smooth as we want it to be. In fact, I find this method to be much more simpler for those of you who might find the first method more difficult. You're going to transfer it into your cooking pot. Look at how silky smooth the fufu looks like. I will introduce a little bit of olive oil, about 3 to 4 tablespoons of that, and mix it right into the batter. Can you see the outcome of the fufu? It's just like a batter. There is no life in it. This is why we are going to also add the batter mixture, the same quantity we used earlier on, into this place. 250 grams of that mixed right in. Mix accordingly and add it gradually as you mix. The reason we added the olive oil is going to help preserve the appearance of the fufu so that you have this beautiful one, for those of you who might prefer this texture and the color. So we begin to knead it. You begin to see that it's now forming into elastic nature, unlike what we had earlier on. Beat it accordingly. This is 5 minutes into the cooking process and the fufu has now started to come together. Apply a little bit of more pressure as you need. I've been cooking now is about 10 minutes or 10 to 12 minutes or thereabouts on the same settings we used earlier on, and guys, trust me, it is ready. Very simple to put together just because this one was boiled earlier on. You can also see that the color was perfectly preserved. In fact, if you come to my house and I serve you this fufu, you will be mistaken whether you're eating potato fufu, cassava fufu or any of such. Might even think you're eating plantain fufu because guys, trust me, it was delicious, absolutely delicious. Each time I make it, my family, my kids love this, but me, I prefer the gray fufu. I'm serving it now with my bitter leaf soup. I have the recipe on my channel. I'll be linking in the description section. That is it for today. We have come to the end of today's recipe. Notice how moldable and smooth it looks. Guys, try this fufu recipe and trust me, you're not going to stick to the cassava ones or all those ones. You're going to enjoy this fualu. It is very, very delicious, simple to make, absolutely delicious and sweet. All right, lovelies, we have come to the end of today's recipe. I'll be pulling down the curtains. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Remember, variety is the spice of life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share my videos with your friends and loved ones. This also you do by supporting my platform. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed and loved. God bless you. Bye for now.